All right, y'all. The saga of Oliver Guardsmen continues. This is a questionnaire our dungeon master put together. Um, if you didn't see the last video, I am brand new to Dungeons and Dragons. It somehow escaped my nerd Venn diagram growing up. I think it was because we kind of had like, this is dating myself, the birthing of video games being like the predominant thing. Like your friends would get together and just play video games. Um, so I kind of missed Dungeons and Dragons, although always interested in it. So this will be my first campaign I ever get to do, first character I ever created, anything. So I'm really excited. Our dungeon master, however, is an old hat, Alex Wynn. He's got a YouTube video or YouTube channel where he um, posts all of his campaigns as well. So make sure you check him out. But anyways, yeah, he's put together this questionnaire, um, the Delt campaign D&D character background questionnaire. The reason it's the Delt campaign is we were all in a fraternity together at Marietta College in Marietta, Ohio, and we were all members of the Delta Tau Delta fraternity, all the players involved. So it'll be cool to catch up with these guys. I haven't seen them in a minute. All right, so I have created the character Oliver Guardsmen. He is a guard, or was a guard at the Olive Garden, um, and we'll see where we go from there as we go through this. Let's see. Some questions designed to help you bring to life your characters and help them become more involved in the narrative. These questions are written as if they're asking the character, not the player. This will help you see things through their eyes and think as they do. You should try to think about how these questions relate to the campaign. For the goals questions, can your goal be achieved in the campaign setting? Feel free to ask me about any of these and how they may relate to your character. All right, well, I mean, we'll go through and we'll write our answers down, and I can talk to them at a later time. And again, the campaign starts this Sunday night. So I'm gonna start with streaming that, and then I'll record each of those and be posting those on YouTube as well, so you can watch them as they come out. And I'm sure some of these things will get addressed. Let's start off first. What is your character's name? Oliver Guardsman. What is your Discord name? Oh, what is my Discord name? Is it just my name? Let me see. I think yeah, that's just my name. And then, what is your name? Well, that's easy enough. What is the character's race and class? What did I wind up building? Let's see. He is a male fire genasi, and he is a fighter. He's a spicy meatball. Fighter. Why did you become an adventurer? A broad version of why this character, this class. If you're a thief, why do you steal? If you're a cleric, why do you serve your god religion? What major events influences your character? If you're a soldier, what war did you fight in? Why did you leave? If you're a wizard, what did you study and where? Okay. I have an idea of what I want to do here, and I think we actually kind of built it a bit in the last video. So Oliver was a guard for the Olive Garden Kingdom. He was the best. There ever was. I'm a terrible typer, so if you can hear that, I type aggressively and with 2 or 3 fingers like an old man. I also I used the wrong there. Don't worry, I caught it. Oh, so this was it. His weapon that he uses, uh, he figured out a way to heat and fold the bottomless breadsticks in such a way that he made the sharpest blade in all the realms. um, kind of like Hattori Hanzo making like the best swords in the Kill Bill franchise. Um, he named it the bottomless dead stick. Let's see what else. Oh, oh. Um, long were the days of flowing pasta and long were the days of flowing pasta and what else does Olive Garden have? Uh, Appetizers aplenty. Till the fateful day when millennials how do I say this? Until they like breached the gates or um, uh, millennials. I'll just say ruined everything. There's spaces where anything but safe, especially for the chain kingdoms. The kingdom of apples and bees was the first to fall. Oliver fought valiantly. Oh, yeah, valiantly. But was unable to stop their I don't know. I'm trying to think of like another play on words, like the safe spaces one. Oliver fought valiantly, but was unable to stop. But Maybe instead of unable to stop was no match. We could go like no match, but was no match for. But was no match. There's no match for their socially conscious spending. Defeated and without a kingdom to defend, Oliver on the roll of a Ronin, wandering the land, finding work where he could, and killing any millennial he came across. I'm sure my tenses are all over the place, like comes across and could. Like I'm past tense, future tense, present tense. I'm all over the place. All right, yeah, I like that. Oliver was a guard for the Olive Garden Kingdom. He was the best there ever was. He figured out a way to heat and fold the bottomless breadsticks in such a way that he made the sharpest blade in all the known realms. He named it the bottomless dead stick. Long were the days of flowing pasta and appetizers aplenty until the fateful day when millennials ruined everything. Their spaces were anything but safe, especially for the chain kingdoms. The kingdoms of apples and bees was the first to fall, but the Garden of Olives was not far behind. Oliver fought valiantly, but was no match for their socially conscious spending. Defeated and without a kingdom to defend, Oliver took on the role of a Ronin, wandering the land, finding work where he could, and killing any millennial he comes across. All right, cool. I like that. I think that's funny. What does your character like to do when they're not adventuring? Huh. It's interesting. What are your hobbies? Hmm. You could say he's always dreamed of being a cook. He was a guard at the Olive Garden, but he always dreamed of being a cook. That was, yeah. So cooking. I mean, that's he gives an example, so it's not super imaginative, but I think that works. A chance to create rather than destroy. It's beautiful. It's poetic. What is your goal? Money. Why? Do you want to be rich or do you want to send the money back to the orphanage where you grew up? Power. What kind of power? Power over others, land, a castle. What drives your character? Um, we could say money. I think like most the concept of like most Ronins, right? Is they're wandering warriors. Like they don't know how to apply their skill set any other way. So um, we could do we could maybe hold on maybe oh my god, accrue. This is you guys are gonna see how dumb I am real quick. How do I spell accrue? Nope, accrue. There we go. All right, I got it on the second try. He hopes to one day accrue enough to build his own garden. Piece of life he once knew. Well, let's say I always fuck up how spelling restaurant. Yep, I always fuck it up. God, it's like a dyslexia thing. To open up his own restaurant and get back a piece of life. We'll say the life he once knew. Cool. Do you have any relatives or connections? No. I think it's better. I think it's better if he doesn't, or at least as far as he knows, right? Maybe that's an opportunity to bring in somebody, because I think his fellow guardsmen. God, I can't spell right now. We should say something like the millennials came in the thousands, or or just anything but millions. Or no, the opposite. God, my brain. Do you have a mentor? How did they help you? A priest who helped your family financially. A master thief who helped you learn the ways of the streets. Since he's a fire genasi, it could be that he had like a fiery temper, like the stereotype for like Italians. Or I mean, I'm Irish. We're known for our tempers too. My last name's Boyle, for Christ's sake. Um, you could say that like maybe he was like an orphan, and they took him in. Uh, um, Give him that story arc or that line. Let's see. Juicy olives. From the sacred, we'll say the sacred garden. Let's capitalize that too. We'll say it was instead of a chef, we'll say it was an alchemist. The Costanus. How to make all the different kinds of sauces. Olive had to offer. He watched as a millennial. God, I can't spell millennial. As a millennial hashtagged him. What are the core beliefs your character has? This can be anywhere from treat others the way you want to be treated to I can only sail a ship that is named after a bird. That's funny. This is also where you should mention your character's faith. Gods are very present in this world, so even non-cleric or paladin characters will most likely believe in some force. I'd say Genasi definitely, Oliver definitely believes in honor for sure. Let's see, I can't remember if I had added anything on here. Proficiencies in language skills. I don't think there's anything in here. Every time he's about to vanquish an enemy, he must proclaim, "When you're here, your family." It's so stupid. I don't need to capitalize that. Let's see, for like a religion, kind of like the Elysium Fields in Greek mythology, maybe. He believes in like this, like everlasting garden. Okay, that's pretty good. What god goddess does your character worship? If you're not sure what gods are available, I should mention to him. Let me message him real quick and say. Let's see if anything else here. Well, we'll come back to that one while I wait for him to answer. So initially resistant to the idea. Rekindle. See what I did there? I'll say his greatest fear is witnessing another senseless massacre or once again losing those he's come to love and call family. What makes your character comfortable? Sharpening his dead stick. That sounds dirty. Sharpening his dead stick. Let's see what else. Do you have habits that keep you calm under pressure? Singing happy birthday to a table of strangers. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Let's do it's something to keep him calm under pressure. Let's try to think of something for that. Maybe I don't want it to be something as basic as like he juggles or I don't know. Uh, he sniffs from a vial of olive oil. The last. No wait, I don't want a period there. The last remnants of his kingdom. We'll say to calm himself. Let's see if he got back to me. He has not. I'll say, you know what? Initially the gods of food and wine, but after the wholesale slaughter of his loved ones, he only worships gods of revenge. I'll say that, and if that needs to change, it can change. But for now, that's just what I'll say. You can correct me. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll read over this one more time. What's your character's name? Oliver Guardsmen. What is your character's race class? He's a male fire genasi, and he's a fighter. Why'd I become an adventurer? What major influences affected, or what major events influences your character? Um, did I fight in a war? All that kind of stuff. So Oliver was a guard for the Olive Garden Kingdom. He was the best there ever was. He figured out a way to heat and fold the bottomless breadsticks in such a way that he made the sharpest blade in all the known realms. He named it the Bottomless Dead Stick. Long were the days of flowing pasta and appetizers aplenty until the fateful day when millennials ruined everything. Their spaces were anything but safe, especially for the chain kingdoms. The kingdom of apples and bees was the first to fall, but the Garden of Olives was not far behind. Oliver fought valiantly, but was no match for their socially conscious spending. Defeated and without a kingdom to defend, Oliver took on the role of a Ronin, wandering the land, finding work where he could, and killing any millennial he comes across. What does your character like to do when they're not adventuring? What are your hobbies? While he was the best guard, Oliver always dreamed of one day being a cook, a chance to create rather than destroy. What is your goal? What kind of what is your goal? What drives your character? Money. He's been wandering and killing for so long he hopes to one day accrue enough to build his own garden, using the ingredients grown there to open his own restaurant and get back that piece of life he once knew. Do you have any relatives or connections? Where are they now? His fellow guardsmen were the only family he ever knew, and as far as he knows, they all died to the millennial horde. Do you have a mentor? How did they help you? A master? Where are they now? Originally abandoned and orphaned, Oliver lived on the streets as a child. The only thing keeping him alive were his wits and his fiery temper, until one day he tried to steal some juicy olives from the sacred garden. He was caught by the high alchemist. Instead of turning him in to be hung by the pasta noose, the alchemist taught him how to make all different kinds of sauces and meals the Olive Garden had to offer. He watched as a millennial hashtagged him to death. What are core beliefs your character has? I think that's it. He believes in honor, protecting those you love. He believes anything can be fixed with the right meal. Every time he's about to vanquish an enemy, he must proclaim, "When you're here, you're family." Similar to the Elysium Fields or Valhalla, he believes that the worthy dead are transported to an infinite garden where every sauce one can dream of exists and no one ever goes hungry. What gods or goddesses does your character worship? Initially, the gods of food and wine, but after the wholesale slaughter of his loved ones, he only worships gods of revenge. Why do you want to stay with an adventuring party? Initially resistant to the idea, Oliver hopes to rekindle some of the lost family with his new party. What is your greatest fear? What caused his fear? Witnessing another senseless massacre, or once again losing those he's come to love and call family. What makes your character comfortable? Do you have habits that keep you calm under pressure? Sharpening his dead stick, making pasta and sauces, singing happy birthday to a table of strangers. To calm himself, he sniffs from a vial of olive oil, the last remnant of his kingdom. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. This character, while dumb, should be a lot of fun, and I'm interested to see how he relates to the other characters in the party and to the obstacles of this campaign. This should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to try to see if my buddy, who's a really talented artist, can do some artwork for me for the character. But if not, I'll try to see if I can find something online, or I might even try to make something myself. I'm a sketcher at best, so we'll see how that goes. But if anybody wants to make some fan art for Oliver Guardsmen, I definitely would love to see that, and might be willing to post that as um, my main artwork for him. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Like I said, the first one is going to be this Sunday, so depending on when I post, you might have already have missed it, but it will be up on YouTube to watch as well, so you can come along and join the adventure with us. All right, thank you so much, guys. See you next time. When you're here, you're family.